Okay, this is a podcast. I'm going to be trying to see if I can go to the beach next time. Everything's too far away these days. Yeah, my hair looks disheveled. Right, so I'm trying to wonder what's going on. Yeah, the beach is probably hard. I have to drive. I don't have any time in my workplace to do it, and there's no money coming in. So I do a lot of these vids for fun. I have now started doing pre-show notes for my supply chain workout. So I'm just doing something back in the day that a lot of other people used to do. And some of these things... Oh, so some of these things involve doing a lot of... It's called sending friendly pen pal letters, right? I was in the Snow Isle Library a couple times ago, and I read some King Louis whatever from England. And they sent a lot of love letters. I don't remember any of the kings or queens these days. Yeah, I don't know who's teaching these days, but they oh my god. You know, I for the life of me cannot remember anyone in any of these history books. I just remember like the letters they sent. It just captured my imagination, you know. Yeah, it just captured my imagination. And the imagination they had was incredible. Like, they just drew like production charts, planning charts, scheduling charts, and everything. Like, hey, look! I want to go visit that Buckingham Palace that one time. Or that palace in the northwest coast. I don't know. Yeah, people used to do that. It's like, well, I'm desperate. I need money. My trade guild kicked me out because I wore the wrong hair dye, or I said, fuck you, CEO. And then it's like, well, the queen looks like she's employing some sailors. They weren't playing about it. They were playing about it after they mentioned their lingo, but the thing is, the only time they're playing about it is the spoken word. They're never actually playing about anything on the paper. That's kind of the whole point. Right? The whole point is they did their introduction on the outside. Right? They already talked to each other already before they wrote the cover letter. Yeah, people used to do that. Why? Because they had stuff to do. People actually did shit. People these days, I don't think they actually do anything. Is anything actually being done these days? Is anything of relevance or importance being done? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. People can disagree with me. But I normally, even if I got 0 views and 0 followers, people would have put a disagreement somewhere in my email or something by now. Yeah, so why I'm gonna do a short video. Go run. I kind of wanted to go to the beach. It's got like a nice sand course thing. Probably some of the best houses are probably the ones in Port Orchard. Depends on where you're filming. Yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to be a fisherman because I could live in a boat. I don't like civilization. Civilization is like a complete waste of time these days. It's been a waste of time since Bush took office. I was like, the moment I saw Epstein, I'm like, well, I know it's time to opt out. And then it wasn't Epstein's existence. It was the questions the public had, the criticisms the public had about Epstein. That was when I realized, oh no, civilization is done for. I was like, oh, is that it? Is Anderson Pooper doing his job? That was the worst moment. That was the only time I said that in my head. That tells me he's completely unqualified to talk about Epstein. Right? He was the only guy who's like a legitimate mage user, who did advertisements, who even was responsible for 40% of the economy. Because they all turned to him for consulting advice for how to start a business. So I was like, huh, you're focusing on the sex ring, but you're not focusing on anything else. Right? There's a bunch of other rich people no one talks about that have sex rings too. You guys want to talk? Then I thought, well, Alex Jones is a waste of time too. Right? He's only talking about Epstein. There's like 50 or 80, like 8,000 other small business owners I don't want us to talk about. Game of Thrones, you might as well just watch Game of Thrones. They're playing that. Where's the sand snakes, right? We all know they sneak around. Well, I know they exist. Anyone ever been to an office? We don't talk about them. That's usually a lingo for something else. Oh, well, anyways, I guess back to Ukraine. Anyways, I'll end this now. I'm going to do more supply chain notes. I'm just doing basic outlines right now. There's nothing on warehouse setups, which is what I'm curious about, because that's the only relevant one, arguably. Because you have a warehouse layout, you could pretty much explain everything else, right? Because you can get intermediaries, you can get random influx of intermediaries, right? You can get a random mix of leverage suppliers, right? Because price points, like in a worst case scenario, keep fluctuating. There is no supplier in a worst case scenario that has the cheapest product for what you're looking for. It just alternates day by day depending on what they have in inventory, right? Anyways, I'll end it now.